This is the Evil Never Dies podcast with Brett and Carl. This podcast may contain adult themes, violence, and strong language. Listener discretion is advised.
The Evil Never Dies podcast.
Welcome back to the Evil Never Dies podcast. I'm Brett here with Carl. What's going on, brother?
I just got interfered watching WWE Fastlane to do this show. So there you go. And shout out to the Rangers. They beat the Baltimore Orioles today in game 1. Game 2 will be as you watch this, so they may have lost game 2. I don't know yet because we're recording on a Saturday.
Yes, we are.
And I've been up since 4:30, and we were both in the haunted house basically all day, and we're tired and
sore and can't take it no more.
Can't take it no more. And Brett smoked me out with fires and leaf fires and all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah. But we did have a listener get a hold of us.
We did.
And volunteered to come do some work on the haunt, and gonna be our front person at the letting everybody in this year. So
yes, we did.
Yeah, shout out to Tammy. She's metalhead horror hound like we are, and
a fan of the what we used to call them, our free-for-alls. So
yeah, she likes free-for-alls. So
we may be doing a free-for-all come the end of October because we ain't gonna have time for.
We might do one from the haunt with a fire.
We're gonna be busy with a fire going.
Yeah, we'll do a fireside chat.
We could do that.
How's that sound?
Sounds fine to me. But tonight we are going to cover the original Wolfman, Lon Chaney Jr., Universal Monster Universe, I guess.
Yes.
They were going to call that something for a while, and then it died again. I think what was it calling it? Universal, or the something, and then they put Tom Cruise in The Mummy and killed it before it could ever start.
They were going to remake them all.
The Universal Cinematic Universe. They were trying to copy Marvel. It would have been good, but geez, I don't know. Universal's never been able to top these. We've said this over and over, and Wolfman's another one. They've never topped the original.
Nope. All right. The Wolfman was
19 what?
41.
41.
And it was directed and produced by George Wagner, written by Kurt Sodnak. Cinematography was Joseph Valentine, edited by Ted J. Kent, and the music score was by Hans J. Salter, Frank Skinner, and Charles Previn. Very cool score to this. Very eerie for sure.
Yeah, it was one of the better Universal scores, I think, from that period.
Yep. Production company, Universal Pictures, distributed by Universal Pictures. It was released December 9th, 1941, 2 days after the bombing of Pearl Harbor.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Did not know that.
And then it was released on December 12th, 1941 in the United Kingdom. Has a running time of 70 minutes. It's pretty short.
It's short. I actually watched this thing twice in the last 2 days. It's so short.
Yeah, I know. Country of origin, of course, is United States, English language, and the budget was $180,000, which I don't know how much that would be to today.
It was considered an A movie for the Universal Monsters. They haven't went to B status yet. So,
Yes, it was.
and look up here, we got an actual Wolfman right there.
Yeah.
Let's look at him real quick. How's this thing look right here? Can you see him?
Right there. Yeah, that looks
Yeah.
good, man. That's pretty true to life for
Yeah, it's
sure.
got an actual Lon Chaney Jr. head and then the Wolfman head, and you can interchange things. And it's actually the rare color one. Most of these figures come out in the black and white, but actually I got this at the haunt convention.
Yeah, you did. It's a
Yeah.
Texas Honors Convention. That's
Sure
right.
did. So he's up here watching us
Yeah, you
tonight.
looked for it and you didn't see it at first, then you had to go back and look again and to find it.
And then I found it.
Found it. Yeah, you kept coming back to the table with all kinds of shit that weekend.
Yeah, I think talking about Lon Chaney, we have Lon Chaney, the original, and the Phantom of the Opera. So I got that one as well the same day. So we got both Lon Chaneys covered now with the toys or dolls or whatever you want to call them. We'll call
Action
them dolls.
figures.
We'll call them dolls.
All right. Well, do you want to go over the plot, Carl?
Well, it's sort of a weird plot because there's this castle. I think they're in where are they? Are they in Ireland?
They don't really never say where they are. I
Somewhere
guess
in the United Kingdom, we'll call it. And
I thought it was more like Germany or
it
something.
could have been, I don't know, but wherever they're at, the son returns home after all these years. The son is Lon Chaney Jr., and I guess he's more of a tradesman, works with his hands, and the aristocratic father, is accepting him back because the oldest son has passed away. So he's the Talbot family is reunited. So then it gets really weird. They're working on a telescope, and he actually starts looking at people in the town and finds a girl in the window and is basically peeping Tom on her.
Yeah.
And decides to go into the city and find out who she is. And then all this the gypsies come through and they start talking about werewolves. There's a werewolf cane at the antique store, and Wolf's Bane is mentioned. So it's like, yeah, this is all setting up for a Wolfman movie.
Yep.
That's pretty much the plot without giving away too many spoilers. I mean, I don't know how you can't spoil this. It was released in the 40s. So, I mean, hey,
if
the
you haven't
grandkids hasn't seen it yet. So
they haven't. Okay.
They want to watch it too. They said.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. All right.
That's just a quick synopsis. I thought that was weird that he was peeping Tom and with a telescope.
Yep, I know. And you're supposed to be looking at the stars.
Yeah, isn't that kind of weird? And you're like, yeah. I don't know if they could have got away with that in this day and age. They may have actually cut that scene out of the movie if it was made now.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go over the cast. We got, of course, Lon Chaney Jr. as Larry Talbot.
I think I called him Steven. Sorry.
Did you call him Steven?
I don't know. I'm half dead right now. My mental capacity is that of a 3-year-old as of tonight.
Slash the Wolfman.
Slash the Wolfman. Slash Stephen Talbot, I guess. I don't know.
Next, we got Claude Rains as Sir John Talbot.
Also known as the Invisible Man and the Phantom of the Opera remake.
Yep.
First remake of many, many, many.
Next, we got Warren William as Dr. Lloyd. And next, we got Ralph Bellamy as Captain Paul Montford.
He's referred to as a colonel in the credits, I think.
Yep. And
I guess he got demoted before the movie started. I don't know.
All right. Next, we got Patrick Knowles as Frank Andrews. Then we got Bela Lugosi as Bella, the Romanian fortune teller and also a shapeshifter.
A werewolf shapeshifter person. Or actually not a person, a werewolf shapeshifting wolf. I guess they're going with the Vampire the Masquerade game where you can shapeshift into wolf form or human form or the huge werewolf form. So yeah, there we go. We know where White Wolf stole their stuff from. It was the Wolfman.
All right, next we got, I'm going to screw this name up, dude.
Do it.
Maria Auspenskinskaya as Meliva, the
Oh yeah,
Romanian
she was
sorceress.
the sorceress. Yes,
She was
she
creepy as
was
shit.
really good in that role too.
Yep, she was creepy as shit, man.
But yeah, I thought it was funny that Bela Lugosi played Bella.
Yeah, I know.
Was that just a coincidence, or was that just
I don't know.
trying to make
Maybe
things easy?
they're probably trying to
He
make.
only has like 14 lines in the movie, by the way.
Yeah, he is from Romania though, so he fit the part. So
Not all the gypsies come from Romania. I don't think you're supposed to say gypsy anymore. I've been following Video Bob's annex here the
oh
last
yeah,
few weeks, and I don't think we're supposed to say gypsy, but
that's some funny shit too.
yeah, he's running after a bunch of, well, lack of better word, gypsies in Las Vegas. So if you haven't seen this, go to the
My
Video Bob
God,
show on YouTube and take a check out of some of this stuff.
it's fucking hilarious, man.
Or Bob's Prop Shop. He's got 2 different channels. So shout out the
Yeah.
Video Bob and his annex with the word we're not supposed to say. And
Well, I'm
yeah.
gonna say it
Well,
because my
I got cursed
my
by a
great
gypsy.
grandmother was a gypsy, so
Well, I got cursed by one. It was a girl I was dating my senior year in high school. This little one kid came up to me and said, "Don't go around her. She's dangerous." I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Well, the kid was right. The chick cursed me. I have a
cursed you.
gypsy. Yeah, I got a gypsy curse on me. It got laid down to Madison. She's got a gypsy curse on her. Ask her about it sometime.
Oh man. All right. Next we got Evelyn Ankers as Gwen Conliffe, and she's the girl that he was looking at her through the telescope at.
And Lon Chaney Jr. and her did not get along in real life, but they were in many movies together. So
He would always scare the shit out of her.
yeah, he was kind of a dick, I think, with her. He thought it was funny. She did not.
Next we got J.M. Kerrigan as Charles Conliffe, her father. Faye Helm as Jenny Williams, and you sort of really didn't know that she actually got killed when really.
Well, they mention it.
But
She
you
got
didn't,
killed by the wolf wear, I guess we'll call him.
yeah, Bella when he turned into the wolf. Next we got Forrester Harvey as Twiddle.
I don't know who the hell Twiddle is.
I don't know that. I don't remember who that is either.
Excuse me, now I'm belching in front of everybody. Sorry.
Belching.
Yeah, I think the microphone kicked it out. I shouldn't have said nothing.
Drinking that Goldschlager.
I am, and it's done absolutely nothing tonight for me. Nothing whatsoever. I should have drank
Wait.
Mountain Dew. I'm almost out of it too. And I don't, when I get down near the end, it's that gold and I get kind of creeped out by it. So
Flakes.
yeah, I'm kind of creeped out because what I do when I get a new bottle, I pour it in there and then this bottle's full of gold flakes. So I'm kind of scared of it. So yeah.
Yeah, because
At least
you're
it's not silver
you're-
flakes or I'd really be in trouble being.
when you were drinking that night before your what do you call it? Went out your when you had your surgery,
Oh, the freaking, yeah, yeah.
your appendix when you
You told me that the gold got lodged in it. And I
oh maybe
believed it.
maybe a chunk of that gold got lodged in you.
And I believed it, I think, for a minute.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, if Jimbo, if you're listening, Rangers up by 1 so far. So we'll see what happens Sunday. And I am watching Fastlane in Indianapolis, and I'm thinking you might be there because I ain't heard from you. Okay,
bet he's
back to the Wolfman.
I bet he's working a lot of hours right now with the strike and shit going on. I don't think he's on strike, is he? I don't think so.
I haven't heard from him. We haven't talked about anything like that lately.
Mm.
I've been busy with work, and the haunted house work. It's my busy time of the year, so I don't really get to talk to anybody except you, and I'm forced to.
Uh,
So back to the Wolfman.
all right. Do you got anything you want to add?
Well, we'll go over the releases that I currently have. Of course,
Okay.
Brett inherited a Blu-ray today.
Yeah, I did. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
This is the actual Legacy box set that came out a few years ago. That's got everything that Lawrence Talbot, aka Lon Chaney Jr., played in. It's got all the movies: Wolfman, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, House of Frankenstein, and so on. It also has Werewolf of London, which was the first Universal wolf movie or werewolf movie ever made. But you know me, I had to double dip and get this on 4K because I wanted to see what an old black and white movie looked like in 4K. And honestly, it was a huge difference. That's why I watched it twice. Now, the special features are the same, but it's really cool because Universal actually tabs into the internet on your, well, I've got a PlayStation 5, so you actually get real-time updates on some of this stuff. So really glad to get this. It was a good copy on 4K. Noticed a big difference. So you can either get the box set with all the movies, or you can get the 4K with the original, or you can do like me, buy this, put the 4K in the box, and give the DVD or the Blu-ray to Brett. That's what we do around here.
I think everybody should do that.
I think so too.
Send me your Blu-rays.
So very happy with both releases. Universal's always done a good job of keeping the formats updated, and we should be getting some more 4Ks on the older movies very soon. I think Phantom of the Opera, the second one, is coming out on 4K. If it's not already out, it will be this season.
Cool.
So that's my input. Is the
So did you originally own the DVD too?
I believe I had a DVD box that just had like the main movies in it. I don't think I had every individual one until this Blu-ray box came out. And yes, I got every one of them. It's got all the Universal monsters in it. And then I've actually got 6 volumes from the Scream Factory of Universal horror movies, some of the B movies. So I got just about everything Universal put out during the prime.
Yeah, I was digging through the $5 bin one day a few years ago and at Walmart, and found there was like four movies. The Wolfman, it was the Wolfman, and 3 other ones. I forget what movies they are. I got it somewhere, but
Probably Frankenstein and Dracula and maybe The Mummy.
Something like that. But it was like 4 or 5 movies on one disc, DVD, not very good quality, But,
yeah, that's what I think I had before I got these on Blu-ray. Universal really stepped. I don't know. I had a Dracula box set that it actually fell apart. It wasn't built very well. It was glued together, and the whole thing just like come apart on me. So
wow.
I really do recommend if you're interested if you're like I said, I believe in keeping your physical media, because one of these days all this streaming stuff could be taken away without notice. I've been saying that for the last few years here on this show now, or however long we've been on the air. This is a good one. You might not necessarily need the 4K. So if you like Wolfman, pick that up. I recommend it highly.
All right, let's go over some trivia. Ready for some trivia, Carl?
Let's do some trivia. But my first thing is, how in the hell is Lon Chaney Jr. The son of what's his name? Claude
Chaney?
Rains? Yeah.
Oh,
Because he's like almost 2 feet taller than him, so it wasn't a very believable casting, I don't
yeah, I
think.
know. He was like the tallest. He towered over everybody in this movie.
I just thought that was weird, that like, I don't know if I can buy that casting or not. So go to trivia. We will. That was
Right.
my trivia. I was like, that was sort of unbelievable. Trivia away.
Excuse me. The wolf that Larry Talbot fights was actually Lon Chaney's own German Shepherd. Now you're walking away, man. Where are you going?
Just shut up. Do your trivia. They said they had issues trying to get an actual wolf, obviously. So, yeah, they had to bring his own dog in.
Yeah, but I'm going to get to something here in a minute that's a trip, sort of, man. Anyway, I'm moving on here.
Continue on.
In Kurt Sidenak's original script for the film, whether or not Lawrence Talbot really underwent a physical transformation to a werewolf or if the transformation simply occurred in his mind was left ambiguous. And the Wolfman was never to appear on screen. Ultimately, the studio determined that Talbot's literal transformation into a werewolf would be more appealing to the audience and thus more profitable.
They did a good job because it would have sucked otherwise.
They evidently revised the script. So Bela Lugosi actively campaigned for the lead role and ended up playing a minor supporting role.
Bella wanted to be the Wolfman? I did not know that.
Wanted to be the Wolfman.
And he ended up being, yeah, a very, very support role.
Now, this is a trip.
Yeah.
The Wolfman battled a bear in one scene. And I guess you can see it in the trailer. But unfortunately, the bear went nuts and chased what's her name? Evelyn Anchors up a ladder, and one of the electricians had to pull her up onto the scaffolding until the trainer got it under control.
Yeah, I don't know where the bear would have came from. I guess they were out hunting animals and they come across a bear. I remember hearing that before and thought it made little sense.
Yeah, well, they cut it all out, so basically, so.
Excuse me, I've still got some coughs from the last 2 weeks. Remember, my voice was out last week when we did our interview with Chris. Great interview, I might add.
Yeah, yes, it was. All right, Universal originally planned for the project for its horror superstar, Boris Karloff. But
Boris would have played good. He would have been a good Wolfman.
I think so.
But this is Lon Chaney Jr.'s role. I mean, this is what made his career, and this is what he liked to talk about when he got older. He felt bad that all of his other roles, he took over the Mummy from Karloff. He played the Frankenstein from Karloff. So the Wolfman was his, and he was very proud of that, and he should have been.
Yeah.
But Karloff would have been pretty good too, probably. Bella, no. Bella would have been a terrible Wolfman. He's better off as being the dog wolf. So good for Universal.
Dog wolf.
I love Lugosi, but gosh, he was good as the gypsy. Or the Roma.
Yes, he was. I think he played a great gypsy.
We're not supposed to say that word, dude. We're being.
It's gypsy to me. What else you gonna call him?
Traveler.
A traveler. A traveler of both time and space. All right.
Back to trivia.
This film marks the first 5 appearances by Lon Chaney Jr. as the Wolfman for Universal Studios out of Universal's classic canon of monsters. Chaney was the only actor to portray the same character in each of the studio's classic films and sequels. He was in that. What was that one we did? He was in where he played Talbot again.
That would have been the House of Frankenstein, I believe.
Yeah, like we talked about this too. Evelyn Akers had difficulty working with Lon Chaney Jr. already angry at Anchors because she was given his dressing room. The studio was punishing him for vandalizing studio property while drunk. The actor would constantly irritate her, nicknaming her Shankers and Shank.
Well, he is something else, wasn't he?
Well, he was a drunk till the day he died, dude. A shank is a homemade knife or weapon. A shanker is a backstabber, and while playing juvenile practical jokes on her all the time, like to sneak up behind her in full makeup and scare the shit out of her. That's funny. I could see him being all drunk, yelling shankers.
Yeah, that's a trip.
All right. Maria Ospinkaya, who played the old gypsy woman, was only 6 years older than Bela Lugosi, who played her son. The foggy floored forest. Say that 3 times or 10 times real fast, Carl.
No, we're gonna skip that. But tell
Where
me
most
about
of
the
the
fog,
films-
because I've wondered how the fog got made back then.
One of the film's key scenes takes place was one of the largest indoor sets Universal had ever built at the time, occupying an entire sound stage on the studio's back lot. Now, every time I see a spooky forest, I think of the forest in the Wolfman. It was just creepy as shit.
It was very creepy.
Very creepy. Just the trees, the shape of the trees, and
And the trees had this like black ooh or goo
yeah,
or something on them. Yeah.
yeah. Very, very cool. Well, the way they did that, man. Very cool. Larry Silver, wolf-headed Kane, the only known surviving prop from the movie, was owned by and was in the personal collection of horror film archivist Bob Burns. And he was a schoolboy at the time when the movie was come out, and he was given the cane head by a man who made it for the film, prop maker Ellis Berman. And it has since been sold to a Maryland collector. And I guess they made it out of vulcanized rubber. So when he was beating Bela Lugosi with it, he wouldn't
He was actually beating him. Yeah.
yeah, he was
Actually hurt. Yeah.
so it wouldn't actually kill him.
Yeah. But it actually still hurt him.
Oh yeah. He got beat down. He was swinging it too, boy. All right, let's see here.
Well,
Jack
Jack Pierce, the universe.
Yep.
Let's get into him real quick. And the famous Universal makeup artist did all the makeup for the Wolfman.
Yeah.
And him and Lon Chaney Jr. did not like each other. They hated each other, actually.
And yeah, it started out with it was just primarily a rubber nose and
It was a rubber nose.
yak hair.
Yeah.
When they put the yak hair on, they made it longer. The hair was longer, and then they used a curling iron to singe it and curl it up. That's why he sort of looks like he's got an afro a little bit.
Yeah, his hair is kind of puffed up a little bit.
Yep. So that's how they got that effect.
But
Like-
there was some talk that Lon Chaney Jr. was jealous that he couldn't do his own makeup like his dad. You know, Lon Chaney Sr. did all of his own makeup,
Yep.
and that was some creepy makeup for the silent films. And that was
Exactly.
the talk that he was jealous that he had to rely on Jack Pierce to do the makeup. But I thought that was a funny trivia tidbit that once again, Lon Chaney Jr. is not getting along with somebody here.
Yep. But I guess it took 8 hours for him to get in the makeup, and then 3 hours to take it all off.
He was a trooper, I'll say that.
Yep. and they put it on there with spirit gum. So he looks like he's a pretty hairy guy already. So I'm sure he had no fucking hair on his arms and legs by the time he got that shit taken off. You probably would have been just better off just staying in it, you know?
I will say this. I think this Wolfman is probably the spookiest monster ever seen in movies.
For
There's
the
never been
time.
a werewolf scarier. There's never been a creepier any kind of monster, period, to me. And the way Lon Chaney walks,
Yep.
it's just amazing. I mean, he's walking on his toes, basically, like
Yep.
a animal would. Yeah. So just absolutely the creepiest monster of all time, in my opinion. So I got to give both makeup artist and actor much credit for this. Now, it got a little bit more elaborate in some of the sequels as far as watching him transfer. They didn't do it as much in this, but damn, is the Wolfman scary, and that's just my opinion.
Shooting lasted from October 27th through November 25th of 1941 with a December 12th release. So it took them less than 17, 18 days to do everything to release it by December 12th.
Apparently.
Probably shorter than that. I'm sure they had it ready actually before the release date. I don't know, back then maybe they were running with the reel. Here it is.
They
Never
could have
know.
been. I would have thought they would have put this out for Halloween, but I guess not.
In this movie, we're told that a werewolf is a human being who becomes a wolf at certain times of the year.
This is before the full moon got mentioned.
When the wolfbane blooms and the autumn moon is bright, and the moon is never depicted in the film ever. You never see the moon in the whole movie. This is the only Universal series of the Wolfman that the full moon was never shown. The full moon was all in the rest of them.
Well, I know there's one point where all the gypsies come to, or the whatever we call the travelers come to town to celebrate Bella's death. Oops, I just spoiled Bella dies, but I think we already said that. And they all decide they're going to leave, and they yell at somebody, there's a werewolf around, and they're all trucking. And I'm like, okay, but didn't they not know that Bella was a werewolf? So they had no problem with him. So I thought that was a weird kind of a goof in the movie, maybe.
Yeah, that is weird.
And why did Bella start telling people's fortunes when he knew he's about to turn into a werewolf? Just weird. There's a lot of little goofs in this movie that make me think like, what?
In the first version of the script, Larry is not the prodigal son of Sir John Talbot, nor related to him in any way. He was an American engineer who comes to fix his telescope.
Now that would have made more sense.
Yeah, that would have sort of been exactly.
Yeah, that would have made more sense to me. I could have bought that a lot better than him being the son who's 2 feet taller.
Lon Chaney Jr.'s character is never once in the film referred to as the Wolfman.
Nope, never is. That's a true statement.
Despite Universal's apprehension over the public's appetite for horror movies, following the attack on Pearl Harbor, the film became one of the studio's top grossers in 1942. Because like we said, it was released 2-3 days after the attack on Pearl Harbor. So Bella's werewolf form appears to be as a quadrupedal, bestial appearing wolf, but Larry's appears to be as a bipedal wolf man. Possible reason for this is that the film was originally meant to be a psychological thriller where you're never quite sure if Larry is really becoming a werewolf or whether it's all in his head.
That is not true. If you study werewolves, like I said, look at Werewolf the Apocalypse game. You can be a wolf, you can be a half man, half wolf, or you can be the giant, huge, 8-foot werewolf. So this is real werewolf stuff right here. Bella chose to be a wolf, and I guess Larry chose to be a, half wolf, half man. Thus a wolf man, not a werewolf.
But what they're trying to say is like that means this he would have had to been attacked by a creature resembling a true wolf. For
Whoever they are, don't know what they're talking about.
That's just what they're saying here.
Well, they don't know who is they anyway. They don't know what they're talking about.
They
don't know shit about Shinola. Sorry. If everybody had been around longer, they would have figured out how to change these different forms of lycanthropy. But
exactly.
You don't even know what I'm talking about.
Huh? What?
Exactly. What else we got?
The first transformation takes place with Talbot in an undershirt, although he's fully dressed in a dark shirt once he's on the prowl.
Well, what's wrong with that? Put a damn shirt on.
Put a damn shirt on after he turned into
He's a wolf man. He's not a werewolf. You don't get this. Somebody help me.
Somebody help me. Some of the scenes in the village look like the same village used in the movie Frankenstein from 1931.
Okay.
Particularly the scene where the gypsy woman was coming to town in the horse and buggy and passed underneath the archway. Let's see here. Pretty much covered everything that I'm seeing here, so. You got anything else on the Wolfman there, Carl?
I think we've covered it pretty well, really, as far as I don't know what else to add.
All right. So what do you rate this movie as?
Well, like I said, I consider the Wolfman as a monster, being one of the spookiest of all times. I don't know why the hell Universal has never reused the look. I know they made that one remake in 2010, something like that, and it didn't work out so well. The movie has silly parts, as I pointed out. You got Bella's a wolf. This is a wolf man. Bella's a werewolf, but the gypsies or the travelers, excuse me, aren't scared of him, but they're scared of Talbot. But as far as Universal monster movies, I almost think that the Wolfman might be the best. I just think it's done well. The makeup is great. The acting is adequate, but now, like I told you, I don't think Lon Chaney Jr. is the greatest actor in the world. I'm sorry. Now, I didn't know what his dad was because his dad was a silent film star who passed away before he ever got to show his actual acting chops. But I just don't know that Lon Chaney Jr. was a great, a A-list star like I think Karloff definitely was. So I might take one little snippet away just for that. Although I do think Lon Chaney was great. I think Karloff would have been good too. Bella would have sucked. I'm going to give this movie a 4.5.
Okay.
And I love it to death, but I can't give it a 5 because the little glitches in there. But I mean, is it better than Frankenstein? I don't know. Is it better than Dracula? Probably. But we've talked about my views on the Lugosi Dracula. Is it the best Universal monster movie? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But it's definitely 1A, 1B, 1C. So that's my take on this whole Wolfman show.
Okay. 4.5, huh? Well,
4.5. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Well, I rewatched this. I've watched it twice in like the last week too. So
Yeah, it's short. You can watch it numerous times.
it brings back memories, man. I remember seeing this like on the late night horror show, that they had when I was a kid, and it scared the shit out of me. One of the only movies really that did, and I'd seen way many before that, so
Yeah, like I said, the Wolfman himself is just a scary character. Creepy as hell. Yeah.
and just like I was talking about, like the forest scenes and all that, just very dark and brooding. It's been a while since I seen it though, and when I seen it, it still holds up for sure.
It does hold up well.
And I'm gonna give it a 4.5 also, man. Like you said, there's some quirkiness to it. I think Lon Chaney Jr. went a little overboard trying to get that girl and stuff, way
That was a little far-fetched, especially whenever she said I'm engaged. He's like, I don't care.
he's like, I don't give a shit. I'm rich. Basically,
Yeah, I'm this worker from America who's got a rich daddy in Europe here, so screw the dude. And
Yeah.
matter of fact, your fiance works for my dad, so yeah. Yeah, I thought a little bit that was a little, I don't know. That was just, I guess they had to put some kind of story into it.
little overboard there with that. But
Agreed.
other than that, he did great as the Wolfman, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm not taking anything away from him at all. I just don't particularly like his acting style versus some, I don't know. I just don't think he was
Actually playing the monster he's playing.
the monster he's great as. It's
Yep.
sort of like, you comparing Batman's to Bruce Wayne's. Some guys are good Bruce Wayne, some guys are good Batman. And in the case of this, he was an absolute phenomenal Wolfman. But as far as Lawrence Talbot, I don't know. I think anybody could have played that. The monster, no. I think that is what he will be remembered for the next 100 years, is being the Wolfman. And I think he is proud of that, even though he's dead. I mean, that was his legacy and he's proud of it. I'll leave it at that.
Exactly. And with that, I guess that's all we got for the Wolfman from 1941.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, we don't know what we're doing yet. We haven't thought of nothing yet. So, but we're probably doing, it's October, so it's spoopy time. So it might be another Universal film.
Might be a Hammer.
Might be a Hammer film. It might not.
It might be a free-for-all.
Might be a free-for-all from the backyard haunt. You never know.
Well, that's all we got. Michael Myers. So goodbye.
Michael Myers. All right. Check us out on all the social medias, everybody. Hit like that subscribe button on the YouTube.
Does anybody hear that and actually do it? Because everything I watch on YouTube, hit and subscribe. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm already listening to your shit. So does anybody listen to that when you say it? I'm just curious.
I don't know. I'm just saying it because I want people to like and subscribe.
Well, if they're listening and they like it, they're going to like and subscribe. That's what I do when I'm listening to new YouTube stuff. So there you go.
All right.
All right, everybody. Hell now. I'm tired. I'm wanting to go to sleep.
Stay evil, everybody.
Jenny Williams was killed?
Yes. Find something?
Animal tracks.
Whoever is bitten by a werewolf and lives becomes a werewolf himself.
Oh, don't hand me that. You're just wasting your time.
The wolf bit you, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he did. You wouldn't want to run away with a murderer, would you?
Oh, Larry, you're not. You know you're not.
I killed Bela. I killed Richardson. If I stay here any longer, you can't tell who'll be next.